Otherworldlyculture.com presents Now Streaming.
Now streaming, Suzy says hooray! Suzy, all the way. Now streaming every single day. Suzy, come and play.
Hello, good evening, and thank you for joining Now Streaming, part of Otherworldly Culture's Dead on Thursdays. Thank you for joining us for our back-to-school special. If you want to grace us with your presence, please join in the live chat link by clicking on the live shows link on the otherworldlycultures.com website. Otherworldly Culture's Dead on Thursdays currently consists of 3 wonderful, amazingly rotating shows. Alternate weeks, you will see Dead on Bases, the horror sports mashup, Dead on Movie Reviews, horror movie reviews filled with lively debate, and this wonderful show, Now Streaming, which is a glitter-filled train wreck presided over by yours truly, Suzy Snowflake, the Ice Princess, where we have a panel discussion on whatever movie I feel like babbling about for the evening, and as long as it can be found on a free ad-supported television streaming service, hence FAST, and as long as the great and the powerful Wizard of Pop Producing doesn't say no. Tiaras and cosplay are not required, but they are totally encouraged. The sparklier, the better. Best of all, Otherworldly Cultures now has a brand new show premiering this Monday. It's called Monday Mayhem with MacIntyre and Miller, and we'll talk more about that when we get to the shameless plug portion later this evening. But anyways, because most men have a fear of commitment, it's not just our shows that rotate, but my court of critics does as well. Tonight's loyalish subjects include the Knight in Shining Hockey Masks, owner of Darkside Collectibles, the new sci-fi and horror specialty shop located in Plumboro, which is now also hosting private, intimate celebrity events. But we'll talk more about that later on when we have our shameless plugs as well. So say hi to Timmy Godak. Yay!
Hey everybody, hello. Good to be here.
We also have my mighty marquee fellow convention enthusiast, and ladies, if you're listening, he's not only the noble steed in a herd of trick ponies, he is Ohio's most eligible and most honorable bachelor. We have Mr. Marcus Jones. Yay!
What's going on, you beautiful, sexy people?
And we cannot forget we have the Scribe of Scares coming from Motor City, Detroit, the editor-in-chief of Dragon's Roost Press, editor of Eerie Tales Anthology, and the wicked writer of mystery, horror, and speculative fiction. We have Michael Cieslak. Yay!
Yay! Ooh.
I like it. And of course, we cannot forget hiding behind the lights, the camera, the action, the whatever, ready to pull the plug at any moment on my insanity. We have the great, the powerful, the Tim Kretschmann. And he is so powerful that I must now say the following. Stumbling from the murky moss-filled cemeteries of Muskego, Wisconsin, he is the brightest light in the sea of stars of the solar system. He is the most dapper, the finest fellow, the most marvelous mentor a little princess could ever have. No need to wish upon a star, no need to hunt down a fairy godmother when you have a producer such as him. As the webmaster for Otherworldly Cultures, he has the extreme responsibility of maintaining the world's yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. We don't have time for this. He's the co-host of Dead on Bases, where he consistently tries to steal the spotlight from my cohort in crime, Mr. Jazzy Jeff, Miss Miller, who cannot be here tonight. Anyways, again, thank you for joining. This is our back-to-school special, and on to tonight's movie, which is the 1979 Over the Edge. Yay! It is now streaming on Tubi. I was very excited that it's out for us to talk about tonight. It has a runtime of 1 hour and 35 minutes. To recap, it is loosely, and I stress, loosely based on a true story. It is one of my favorites. I watched it all the time growing up. It is about a bunch of teenagers, and it's really, really hard to wrap your head around this when you watch it. But these are actually supposed to be junior high kids, not high school kids. But anyways, it's about teenagers. They're stoner delinquents. In my day, we called them burnouts. I know every generation has a different name for them, but they were burnouts. They resent their parents. They eye roll their teachers. They can't stand the po-po in town. And they get the grand idea to get stoned, get drunk, and lock all of their adults, I don't know, the teachers, the whatever. They lock them up in a school and basically light the school up with fireworks. It was a brilliant idea. But the best part of this is they do it all with the amazing backdrop of one of the greatest soundtracks of all time. So that's the movie for you in short. I really don't think that was short, but it's short for me. So that's besides the point. So anyway, let's move on. Anyone want to talk about the director before I continue babbling? Because I think I need a break.
I can certainly do that.
Yay! I can't wait to hear what you have to say so I can interrupt. Go ahead.
He said, going to his notes, Jonathan Kaplan, who recently passed on just last month, actually. So
I know. I was really sad when I saw that.
yeah, moment of silence for Mr. Kaplan. He comes from kind of a film family. His father was Saul Kaplan, who was a film composer who did the music for the 1953 version of Titanic. I can get it for you wholesale. Niagara, 1953, which had Marilyn Monroe, and most importantly, a couple of Star Trek episodes from the original series. His mother was Frances Heflin, who most people will know as Mona Kane Tyler from All My Children. Director Kaplan, Jonathan Kaplan, got his start like many people did in the 60s and 70s with the Corman Production House and a lovely little film called Night Call Nurses. He's better known for things like Heart Like a Wheel. He did a number of music videos, including one for Streisand, Rod Stewart's Infatuation, John Cougar Mellencamp's Small Town and Rain on the Scarecrow. After the turn of the century, he did a lot of television, including episodes for Crossing Jordan, Without a Trace, Law and Order SVU, and he directed over 40 episodes of ER, earning an Emmy nod 5 times. He was nominated for the Emmy. As far as films go, he's probably best known for The Accused, which came out in 1998 and won Jodie Foster the Best Actress Academy Award. And going back to some of his earlier works, he did do some executive producing with Corman, including the documentary That Guy Dick Miller, which explores the life and films of everyone's favorite, oh, that guy.
Oh, that was it. Sorry.
Now it's time for you to jump in, because I know you've got more.
No, I don't. You really basically said everything. I mean, he actually is a really awesome director. He did a ton of shit. He directed Academy Award. You failed to mention, though, he also directed Michelle Pfeiffer. She didn't win the Oscar, but she was nominated for one. So he is a pretty badass director. And then the show had sorry, I lost my train of thought when you were talking because I got distracted by all the pictures. Which I normally don't care about, but I love this movie and they were great. So anyway, I don't know. What were we saying? Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
It also had 2 writers. I don't know if you want to talk about them. If you want to take one, I can take the other. However,
I've got a couple notes for each, but whichever one you want to do.
Rock and roll. Go, baby, go.
Charles Haas, not the wrestler.
Sorry.
Not the wrestler with the same name. Not the film and TV director, Charles F. Haas. That's real confusing when you're just looking up stuff that Charles Haas did, because occasionally websites will blend them together. Thank you, IMDb, for figuring out which one was which.
Did you ever think about what the heck did we do before IMDb came out?
I called my cousins. We had this long thing where we would call each other at 3 o'clock in the morning and go, that thing. And then the next day, one of us would call each other back. Like
the movie, look, I'm squirreling and it's not even Monday. Back in the day when you played the game 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, we did that before the internet was even around. That game was created by 2 kids in college. How the heck did they do that without anything but their little drunken brain cells?
Well, I need to jump in here. Before IMDb, my IMDb was the Leonard Maltin movie.
That's
book.
Exactly what I was going to say.
I have a copy of it that looks like the world's oldest Yellow Pages. The spine is broken. Every page is dog-eared. I used to be able to find something in that probably faster than I could even search on IMDb.
I want to see it. Will you bring it to Horror Realm?
That does not leave the house. That is an heirloom.
Oh, but I want to see it.
I have spoken.
So I just need to come over and see that and the tiara you have.
Creature Features was my version of IMDb for horror movies.
I was going to say, as someone that managed both Walden Books and a Blockbuster in my day, Leonard Maltin's guide, and putting a cap on what you were saying earlier, back when we used to play 7 Degrees of Kevin, the wife's going to kill me for messing that up. She's a huge Kevin Bacon fan. Did I mention that we saw him in concert a couple months ago? That's how much of a fan
think
she is.
the last time we talked, you said you guys were going. So yeah.
But when we used to play 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, there were a lot fewer movies.
Well, yeah,
I don't know if that made it easier or made it more challenging.
I think it made it challenging.
I think so.
Back to Mr. Haas.
Oh yes,
This
thank
was
you.
his first film project. In 1990, he made the film Martians Go Home. From that, he got the nod to work on Gremlins 2, The New Batch. It also came out in 1990. It was actually his idea to set the sequel to that film in New York City. He also has a small role in that as one of the scientists. He worked with Dante and producer Finmal again with Matinee, which is one of my favorite movies. And he has written 2 novels, The Enthusiast and The Current Fantasy.
I do have to add one thing and this is our nod to one of our very faithful followers, the Bearded Beauty, who usually tunes in almost every night. But this dude that you were talking about, Charles, he really hasn't done much since the 90s, but he actually right now currently is in pre-production for the Little Shop of Halloween Horrors, which is a reboot of the 60s version of Little Shop of Horrors. So I know the Bearded Beauty is going to be totally stoked about that because that is one of his favorites. So see, look, I did something nice for someone. Yay!
Yay!
Clip that.
The other writer was Tim Hunter, who, interestingly enough, also had writing credits on the movie Tex with Mr. Matt Dillon, who makes a minor appearance in this film we're discussing. He is uncredited as a writer, but was also the director on Painted Black. I have a lovely quote from him on that one. He said they were shooting all day and rewriting all night. Also known as a director for the film River's Edge and TV episodes for everything from Beverly Hills 90210 to Twin Peaks, and recently the movie Smiley Face Killers.
Yep, that's pretty much what I got. Good job. You're the bestest. All right, on to the actors. Obviously, I don't know. Does anyone want to do it? I can start by saying, obviously, we have to mention Matt Dillon because, again, he plays the bad boy Richie, who, just like his character in The Outsider and pretty much everything else he did back in the 80s, he plays the ill-fated baddest of the bad boys who's best friends with the nicest of the bad boys. And spoiler, he also dies in this one, just like he does in The Outsiders. This was actually his first movie, which is pretty cool because, again, it's Matt Dillon. He's pretty much like Kevin Bacon. Weren't they in a movie together? What is that sound? Anyway, this was his first movie.
It was a spoiler.
Oh,
Took me a while. I had to put down my potato chips.
I love it.
He also around this time was in Little Darlings, which if you've never seen that, again, one of my favorite movies. He was in Tex, we already talked about Flamingo Kid, The Outsiders, and a whole bunch of shit that's like more recent, but who cares about that because I love my 80s movies. And then you have Vincent Spano, who played Mark the Jerk, who also, him and Matt Dillon were together in Rumblefish, which is another great movie. And like Matt Dillon, he's been in entirely too many things to mention. Does anyone want to talk about anyone else, or should I keep going? You know, y'all say I talk too much, and now it's crickets.
Well, you seem very passionate about this.
I love this movie. Like, I love this movie so much.
I can add something interesting about the Matt Dillon thing here. I don't know if anybody noticed this, and I actually had to look it up and confirmed it. But he apparently he was having such a good time making the movie that
Yes, I know what you're gonna say. No, that's
Even
not
after you-
my trivia. Don't say it. It's for the
All right.
trivia at the end.
I'll wait for trivia then.
How rude! So rude of her.
It is not. I've been watching this movie actually longer than I've known Timmy. That's a long ass time.
I've been hushed, Tim.
You have Michael Eric Kramer, who played Carl, who is the main character. He's actually only ever been in this and 2 other movies. 1987's Project X, which he was in that with his love interest of the movie. And he was also in War of the Worlds, the 1988 version. Then he kind of quit movies, and now he's a PhD in psychology. And what's really cool about him is that he works with combat veterans with PTSD. So that's actually kind of more important than movies. So, I mean, I give him a pass for not doing anything else. And then, like I said, his love interest, she played Corey, Pamela Ludwig. She also was only in 2 other movies besides this one, Project X being the other one. And I don't know what her 3rd movie was, and it doesn't really matter because I don't know anything else about her. There you go. Tom Fergus, he played Claude. I don't know why, but he was probably my favorite character in this movie. This was his only movie. He only has 2 other IMDb credits, but he plays himself. He's a lawyer in New York somewhere. And then Claude's little brother was played by Tiger Thompson. He's only in a handful of things. I think some of them are like religious movies or things. I don't know if they have religious titles, but that's that. Carl's dad, Andy Romano, he has like 200 credits. But this is ironic because The Great and the Powerful, he and I were talking about this one movie called, you probably heard of it, Pump Up the Volume. We were actually talking about that when we were talking about this movie because they're both great teen angst movies, and I'm pretty sure The Great and the Powerful compare the 2 of them. And I think it's kind of funny that he was in both. He was also in Return to Horror High and Major League, which were great flicks. Carl's mom, played by Ellen Greer. She was in Clear and Present Danger, Patriot Games, Something Wicked This Way Comes. That freaked me out when I was little. She has a whole shit ton of credits as well. So they were probably the bigger names in the movies. And then Deputy Dog, the jerk. He was played by Harry Northrup, 63 credits, Taxi Driver, 7 Brides for 7 Brothers. That's pretty much all I got.
So, interesting thing about the film Project X, directed by Jonathan Kaplan.
Exactly.
So he's just pulling everyone along with him.
So that was their actual people in real life. You guys can feel free to talk about the characters so I can tell you when you're wrong, because I guarantee you're wrong about half of them. So go ahead.
Listen.
Are you scared to speak? I mean,
No.
I'm afraid the wand's going to come out.
So
oh my gosh, I don't even have my wand tonight. I have a colored pencil instead. Where's my wand?
I would like to first say
The show is ruined. I don't have my wand.
it will go on. The show will
Here, wait, hold on.
The show will do.
I have a hammer.
That's not helping at all. That doesn't make it any better.
Good thing we're not near you, sweetie. Good thing we're not near you.
All right, go ahead.
So I will say I went into this blind. I've never.
Does anyone want to know why I have just a random heavier than me hammer by my side?
Because you're dangerous.
Because you're a Norse god.
Okay, anyway, go ahead, Marcus.
But I've never seen this movie before up until this week.
Have you ever heard of it before?
No, ma'am, I have not. No. And trust me, I've watched my classics. You know, it's insulting to say it's a classic in the age sense, but never heard of it. Went into it blind, other than Dylan, and I didn't like the first half. I did not care for it. The last quarter of the movie I did like. It kind of drew itself together.
You liked when it went off the rails and set shit on fire?
So can I just say this for an opinion factor of the last third of the movie could have been a horror movie. It could have been like a Children of the Corn type of. It could have went completely in that direction.
Children on acid.
Yes, like it was. There were moments in this movie prior, like, man, listen, I can't begin. For example, I didn't like the certain music, not the music tracks, but the background music. That played.
You didn't like the cheesy 70s instrumental stuff.
Well, for example, when Carl got beat up at the park.
Yeah.
Did you hear that music?
Thank you. That is in bold letters in mine.
Listen.
That's not on the soundtrack, so you don't have to worry about that.
Well, yes, ma'am. That's why I said not the soundtrack. I'm not insulting the soundtrack per se or directly. I'm questioning the background music because that happened like 2 or 3 times in this movie. I was like, what was he thinking? Like, what did the director and writer tell the music people to say, hey, there's going to be a fight scene between Carl and 2 guys. I want it to sound anonymous. I want it to be mysterious. But they're going to be fighting in the grass, right? Yeah. And they're going to be scratching them up. Yeah. But I want it to sound like it's a ballet dance. Like, that's what it gave me the whole time.
I want it to be a commercial for a feminine product.
Yes. Oh, my God. That was a good one. Yes. Yes. And I felt so bad because I was like, man, am I out of touch with these kind of movies? Because I love older, those genres of movies. But I was like, I've never heard something do this. It took me out the movie a few times. I didn't like the aspect. I didn't like that cop. Listen, let me tell you something. I want to beat the crap out that cop.
Really?
on so many levels.
Okay.
He was trying too hard.
He went a little off the rails at the end, but like
in the beginning, he literally tracked down 2 guys hiding behind it. First of all, that was poor hiding, by the way. You tracked them down.
I do feel like he was kind of targeting Carl through the whole movie.
That's all I'm saying. There was a level of targeting where he ignored the people he was pursuing. He ignored the problem just so he could chastise and harass the ones he knew.
Well, yes, you are correct.
Oh man, listen, and I'll give you credit. That must be good writing and good acting because I couldn't stand
because
that.
You couldn't stand him, right?
Nice. Good thing I'm sitting down because I couldn't stand them.
And you don't like when anybody abuses their power.
I don't like that. But the kids kind of confused me with the aspect of, like you said, they're supposed to be junior high. They're clearly not high schoolers in that sense, but even though some of them, like Dylan and everything, kind of gave off that image, the drugs and everything threw me for a loop because I was like, okay, like when the one character, he's like, man, I took some speed for this test, and then like 5 seconds later, he's like, oh my God, I think it was acid instead. I'm flashing everywhere, and he was such a downer the whole role. I was like, I don't know if he's really good or really bad.
He was my favorite character. I liked him.
I liked him as well. Scene so much too. Just the idea of you just realize that you accidentally took a tab of acid, and then out of all of the numerous painters she could have chosen, she has Hieronymus Bosch painting up there, which looks like you're on acid to begin with, but to actually see that on acid, they're lucky that kid didn't jump out a friggin' window. At that point, I actually paused because I was laughing so hard.
And well, you know what's funny is, what's his face? The guy that did Dazed and Confused said that this movie heavily influenced him doing Dazed and Confused.
Oh yeah.
You think about it, there's actually a scene where, isn't it Slater in high school? He totally drops acid, well, like when he's walking into. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny. A pointless story on my behalf just now, but I thought it was funny. Yes, ma'am. Because, they're both just like, oh, yeah, let me take a hit of this while I'm in school. But at least they were in high school. These guys are, again, junior high kids.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Timmy, you're quiet. Say something.
Go ahead, Tim. What you got to say? Speak your piece.
No, I agree. You guys have been filling in the blanks perfectly. That's, and I kind of agree with the same thing. I have never seen this movie up until this morning.
How did you not see this?
Again, it was one of those movies when you're done watching it, you think the same thing. Like, how did I not see this? And you could definitely see it's influenced a lot of movies. I could even see that it influenced even movies like Kids. In some of the newer movies that came out, I saw little hits in there that I could make connections. There's definitely I had some issues. You totally guys are hitting it right on the head with the nail on the music with the posing and some of those scenes. Yeah, that was because I'm supposed to be taking extra notes on the soundtrack, and that was trouble
nice,
because the soundtrack was so good, but the score. But did I not see that the score was actually also composed by Saul Kaplan?
I think something like that. I think
the original music was actually done by him as well. Yeah.
Oh, that must have been a rough Thanksgiving then.
Yeah.
Well, let's just move on then to the happy soundtrack.
Moving on to the sound. Right, you know what? I actually enjoyed the soundtrack, the music. I like the way they used a lot of it. This is the time period, where you're making the transition into punk music, and there were some, newer forms of music coming out. I love that they had a lot of Cheap Trick songs in here. They were using the Cars, Jimi Hendrix, the Ramones.
Woo!
A lot of rebellious type music for the time.
Yep.
A friend of mine said that it was like Cheap Trick did an album and just had a bunch of special friends like join them.
I noticed even some of the Cheap Trick songs weren't written by them. Even Terry Reid, who I love, he's a great songwriter, wrote some of the songs that Cheap Trick actually performed. So, yeah, it seemed like a lot of people collabed to pull this together. But, yeah, the soundtrack.
And I think the songs were like perfect placements, too. Like Surrender played at the perfect time.
Even the Ooh Child at the end, with the Valerie Carter version, was a fitting end. They were originally going to use Who's Bob O'Reilly, but they couldn't get the rights for that song, so they used Ooh Child. But yeah, I thought that was I thought that was actually a very fitting ending. That was probably the only really like positive song in the movie. I liked how they used that at the end, especially when he's given that, look to his friends and he's smiling, and then he gets his face kind of goes a little bit serious as I think he realizes where he's heading,
But weren't they only going for like a couple weeks?
Use of the song. I'm sorry?
Didn't they say in the movie though that they were only going away for a couple weeks? Like,
yeah, that's what I thought. Even the cop said you're going to go away.
Yeah, that's what the cop said.
Come back.
Yeah, like
with his jackass self.
Well, he did die, so I mean,
Hey, listen,
Officer Doberman.
Spoilers.
If it was a horror movie with one death, well,
hey, where's my spoiler sound? Oh, now he tells me it's a spoiler.
well, ma'am, you shot it off pretty quick.
Keep up, bro. Keep up.
The end of the movie I even saw a little bit of like Assault on Precinct 13 in there, and a little like there was a few movies that seemed like it reminded me of. It reminded me a lot of like Warriors, like and
Yes.
It's
there was
funny you should say that.
So yeah, I actually enjoyed it. I did actually enjoy the movie. I was happy. I'd never seen it before, but I'm definitely happy that I saw it. I don't think it's the type of movie that I'm going to throw on whenever I'm bored and want to throw something on.
Oh, I am. I do it all the time.
But I'm actually really glad that I saw it. And if no one has seen it before, I would suggest that you at least watch it one time, because I thought it was a good reflection of the times and what was going on. And like you said, it was slightly rooted in a real story that I believe took place in San Francisco, if I'm not mistaken. But again, I just learned about all this today.
I have that somewhere. But
yeah.
Random parts of the movie that I wanted to talk about. Getting back to what you said, Marcus, about Deputy Dog, I still say he just completely cracks up at the end when they're being held hostage, because I love the fact that they are all there because he shot and killed a kid, and then he's like, "This is your fault. You're why we're here." It's like, no, it's not, dude. You're why we're here.
No, it's Matt Dillon's fault.
But also, would he really be there after he shot and killed a kid? Because I feel like he'd be on desk duty and he wouldn't be allowed like on the school premises at that point.
I don't think they would have. Yeah, I don't think they would have put their guns in the trunk.
Right. Oh, that's the other thing. It was Deputy Dog's fault that they did. He's still on that told them to do that.
And can I just say for a moment here, if you're going to take anything away from this movie, it's
a kid that tells on another kid.
Do everything opposite of what they do in this film when it comes to gun safety.
Heck yeah.
I was just cringing every moment. First of all, they have this gun. Who knows where it came from? They don't know where it came from. They just allow the boys to walk off with it. Screw you. It's my gun. I've got it. I'm not giving it to somebody else. Corey flashes everyone, just about shoots Carl. None of them
he gets
pay
shot
any
the whole
attention
time
to what's behind them.
Like,
no one checks to see if it's. You always assume that the gun is loaded. I had serious issues with that whole. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, gun aside.
I live next to a gun range, though, so
listen. Don't you apologize for a thing, because I agree 100%.
That's
one of the things that took me out of the reality of the movie. Is like, okay, they're kids, they're going to be dumb. But
it was the 70s. They didn't have gun safety in the 70s.
I was roughly their age in the 70s, and I knew better than that.
And the reason why I agree, with him is because
they didn't care.
Well, no, what I'm saying is
because they were high.
Yes, and what he's saying is after they almost shot Carl, that kind of should have hit a flag. Like, hey man, we need to quit messing with this. At first, I thought they were going to leave the gun there and just kind of scurry on by themselves. But then I realized when Dylan's character took the gun, I was like, okay, this is going to play a factor into the story.
But then they got high. Because they got high.
And then they got high.
How does that song go? I was going to lock that gun up for safety, but then I got high.
And it's not just the kids either, because the sheriff, Doberman, whatever, fires his gun in the air.
Yes.
Never fire a gun in there. You don't know that bullet is going to come down somewhere.
Yes.
But I have to say,
well, that's
Richie's death is completely justified. That is a righteous shoot in any police department.
He pulled the gun.
Kid pointed a gun at him. He had
But
no
was the gun loaded?
It doesn't matter.
Just answer the
as
question.
I was saying
Was
earlier,
the gun loaded?
you always assume that a gun is loaded.
I was just quoting the movie. Hello.
I know, but I'm just saying they were
and he
wrong.
answered it intelligently.
But do you know why the parents or all the adults were so stupid in the movie? It's because they were day drinking through the whole thing. Like
yeah, but they also,
buy that.
They also had their own. They also had their own world. Their world didn't involve their kids. Like even Dylan's mom had, like, she wasn't making her car payment. She probably has a dead end job, struggling or whatever you may, and she's laughing at the stuff that he's getting in trouble for because she doesn't have time herself to address it. Just like Carl's parents.
But Carl's parents, who were the prestigious this, that, did you hear them when they had people coming over? She's like, oh, so that'll be about noon for drinks?
Well, yes. I know, I agree.
Like car thing. Why the heck's he coming home at 12 o'clock in the afternoon to have drinks with people?
Because that's what they did in the 70s, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that shut you up? Really?
You're a product of the 70s, Suzy.
Somebody write this down in the calendar.
Born in the 70s, raised in the grew up.
Clip
in
that one too.
I
think they hold on, seriously. I think they did a good job with. You got the button too.
I do like, though, a quote that I still use to this day, which is a kid that tells on another kid is a dead kid, which is kind of ironic because the kid that didn't turn anyone in is the one that's a dead kid. But I still like the quote.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm telling. I ain't gonna tell them y'all, but I'm telling. I'm telling on them, their brother, their sister, their mama, their aunt that came over the next day. I'm telling. You ain't gonna take away my video games, damn it.
Apparently, I am far, far in the minority here because sigh. I didn't feel that a kid that tells on another kid is a dead kid. Richie was trying way too hard. He is a white kid in the 70s growing up in a planned suburban area. None of these kids are badass punks that they want to be, and that's Richie's entire personality. In fact, I went into this going, so it's Matt Dillon, so this is going to be like The Outsiders or Rumblefish, but like set in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, they're just a bunch of privileged, bored kids, and that's what happens when you have a bunch of privileged, bored kids.
But they had a rec center, man. I grew up in the 70s. I didn't have a damn rec center. But you know what I would have done if I had a rec center? I would have done everything I could to save that rec center, including having a breakdance competition to make sure that rec center got saved.
Did you watch
these skate park, and I would rather spend my time with Ozone and Turbo than with these damn kids.
Oh, I love that movie. You have to watch that movie. But they were gonna breakdance, but then they got high.
And why are these kids complaining about anything? They've got money to consistently buy drugs. That kid is selling 2 kilos of coke over the phone. Where does this kid have the connection?
It's only $75.
Sell the white in that kind of quantity.
It was $75 a pop.
Zip it. Hush for 1 second. I agree with you about Break-In and Break-In 2 Electric Boogaloo, but these were junior high kids. Ozone and Turbo and them, were they even in college? They were like what?
They were, but Richie was going to turn. Richie told Carl, "You've only got one more year, and then it's not going up to the hill for you. It's going to juvie. So he was 15. That's not junior high. That's high school. Sophomore, but it's still high school. Richie was already at least 16 because he had his driver's license.
Yes, but again, you can't compare them to a bunch of college kids. They're like eighth in the movie. They say they're in 8th grade. They're in 8th.
Yeah, but hold on. In the back then, the 70s, $12 is a lot.
Yeah, hello.
I'm just saying you can't compare these guys to the breakdancers when they were like college kids.
Hell, Carl's mom replaced the money he lost when he got jumped.
Yeah,
like it was nice.
And gave him an extra $1 for getting jumped.
Yeah. She's like,
well, here's the prevailing question that I had going into this film, which was that everyone was looking down on these kids because they were so worried about vandalism. And the article that this was originally based on was about how there was all this vandalism in this planned suburbia because they hadn't made the idea, they hadn't planned for what they were going to do with their kids. And side note, that's a damn lot of kids for a planned community. I don't know how many houses were in this planned community, but there was a crap ton of kids in there. That rec center was nowhere near big enough for the 400 children that are running around on the streets.
But didn't they say that they were a percentage of them were 15, like 30% of the population were 15-year-olds?
But that's because the parents were sitting at home day drinking, and when you sit at home and day drink, you get knocked up, and then when you get knocked up, you have babies and babies and babies and babies, so then you have all these kids with nothing to do.
And then you be a parent, and you don't let your kids run around on the street. But maybe I'm just coming at this as a 50-plus year old.
Because Carl
you
was out till
can't be
9
a
o'clock.
parent when you're day drinking at 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
But
my main question, though, going back to this was, where was this vandalism? They show a big, the brought back the feels watching that film strip that they had to watch. There's no vandalism in the damn movie until the very end when they go crazy and break everything. There's assault. There's rampant drug use. Again, major drug sales. 2 keys of coke in the 1970s. Come on, you got to be out of your mind that a kid can eat 2 keys of coke. There's attempted murder when the kid shoots at the cop off of the bridge.
Oh yeah,
but there's no actual vandalism. So why are they complaining about the vandalism?
And he stopped chasing.
You could have at least shown something written on the side. We saw the school without the O, but we never saw any. Nothing was tagged. There's no graffiti. Nothing was broken.
They were just out of touch from all their day drinking, so they said vandalism, but what they really meant was.
The cops are saying vandalism. The cop who got shot at while he was driving on the highway and said, "These kids are vandals. You got to be careful with these vandals." Screw that. These kids took a shot at me while I was driving 60 miles an hour with no seatbelt on because it was the 1970s. So no one was wearing seatbelts in their car, which did not have crumple bars in the front, so he was dead if he hit that overpass.
More importantly, can we talk about how Corey was kind of a hoe?
How was he a hoe?
Corey was the girl.
Yeah, Corey's the chick. She was the one making out with the bad
So hold on, let me throw this out. How many movies have we seen over the years where girl likes first dude, then decides, "Oh my God, I really like second dude"? Heck,
but
you just had us watch that movie. What about the movie?
But does she though?
Yeah, I mean, I give you a point. I give you that. But
and
the movie with
Carl,
Michael J. Fox, same thing, right?
Okay, but the thing is, she at least went out with him a few times and did it. She literally just jumped from the one to the other. And then when Carl went off to juvie, she probably was sleeping with Claude after that too. I'm just saying she was kind of.
I'm going to say
drug use on that enough to even get it up.
And while I'm on my tangent of that she was kind of a hoe, why, pray tell, did when they were all getting shipped off? Like I know she left the rioting early, but darn well she was a part of it and Claude was. Why didn't they get shipped off to juvie too? Because they were worse than Carl was.
Why didn't the dude to beat up Carl get in trouble for having the BB gun and Carl got taken to jail?
And
because
after that, not a BB gun, but the actual shotgun from the cop's car.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, he at least went to juvie. She got off scot-free.
Are you day drinking, Suzy?
I have another question for you.
Adam,
why are we focusing on Corey? I mean, on Corey and not Carl. Carl doesn't know anything about this chick. He's like,
Uh-uh.
I saw her laying
he
on
was
the
a
couch
puppy
underneath
dog.
another guy and decided she was the one for me.
Although
That
I'll
was
add,
totally unnecessary, not unnecessary, but undeserved.
Well, you know what?
Love
I said
thing
the
there.
same thing
There
about
was
Michael
no romance,
Cieslak.
and as far as the chemistry between them, they did have good chemistry.
But
Their
no,
chemistry
what you
was
just
like
said-
bleach and vinegar. It
What
was
you
toxic, and it made a noxious gas.
I
What
did
you-
like it. I did like it when he said to her, she's like, "What are you looking at?" And he goes, "You could do so much better."
That, yes,
The maturity,
that was
the
the line.
maturity oozed out of him.
But
when he said
listen,
that.
well, you just said, why am I picking on her and not saying why was he going after her? I said that same thing when we watched High School USA, and I said that Michael J. Fox was in the wrong for going after what's-her-face, and you guys all gave me that, don't do that, don't do that.
No. See,
I
that's
wasn't
not
on
the
that
problem
one.
Yeah, that's not the problem I have. In Michael J. Fox's case, it was her being indecisive.
But he was going out. He wouldn't take no. He was going after a girl that was already with someone. So Michael J. Fox
But
is
Suzy, that's the 70s and 80s theme song.
Yeah, that is. And
It is.
quite frankly, it's not like Corey was actually with somebody.
True.
I think she
If
was,
Corey had a,
as you
yeah,
said, she was
She
a
was
speed
kind of
bump.
a hoe. I didn't call her a hoe. I said she was
she
kind
was
of
laid up.
She was
like literally she was. Okay, moving on. Unless someone else wants to say something. Anyone? Because we got to do trivia, and then we're running out of time. Originally
we're
completed
having
in
fun.
1979. Who was it that mentioned the Warriors and said this gave a Warriors feel?
I
Which one
did
do you-
actually say that.
Well, ironically, this was filmed in 1979. It was ready to go out in 79, but they delayed the release because there were so many because the Warriors and what was the other one? There's another
Wanderers and Boulevard Nights. Were the three
so
movies that were starting all the problems.
Yeah, they were all released the same year. There were so many riots from those that they were worried this would have the same outcome, so they wouldn't release this. So it kind of got shelved until 2 years later. So I thought that was interesting.
Didn't get released on DVD till 2005.
Yeah.
What?
And I found it thanks to HBO. Apparently, I wasn't the only one because after it got shelved, it became a huge hit on HBO in 1981, and that's when I watched it, and we watched it constantly, and then we even recorded it from the TV and watched it all the time when we came home from school.
I have some information. That 2005 DVD release that Tim mentioned, I believe, I don't have this all 100% locked down. Couldn't find a single article, but I believe that was a music thing. So much stuff is not on DVD or streaming because of music rights. I was shocked that this was on Tubi.
I had the exact same thought. I'm like, yeah, this, considering the quality of music that's in this.
Well, it was the original soundtrack was only out for like 3 years before it went out of print. Maybe because of that, and it was only, which is ironic, like you said, just like the director just recently died. The soundtrack just came out too. Around the same time that the director died, they just re-released the soundtrack on vinyl, and it's been out of print since the 80s. So that's kind of interesting as well. So dude dies, and they bring the record back out. So apparently, if there's any record you want back out that's out of print, just have the director of it die, and maybe it'll get re-released. Not that
you
I'm
advocate something. You advocate something. Don't do that.
I
I was just
said
gonna
that.
say, someone just got canceled.
Disclaimer.
I just said not that I'm advocating that. Just what if they get mauled by a panda or something?
Hey, listen. There's no what us in this.
Oh, Timmy, go ahead. I was going to say the trivia about Matt Dillon, but I will let you because you seem very excited about it.
If we're thinking about the same thing, but we probably are. But Matt Dillon was actually having so much fun doing the movie that after his character died and they were doing the end sequences of destruction, he kept telling the director, he's like, I want to be involved in this. I want to jump in on this. So they actually let him get in on the scenes and destroy some vehicles. And if you pause it at just the right scene, you can actually see him hitting a vehicle with a baseball bat. His character.
Yeah, I was gonna say you actually do for a split second. You can totally
is actually in the movie. Yeah, causing damage after he died.
They didn't give him makeup or something to make him look different.
Nope.
No.
you could totally tell it's him.
And then the writers in it, they went to find all the extras for it, to make this a little more realistic. And they were going to the different schools, and all of the teachers and the principals were trying to get them to have like all their theater kids and their drama kids. And they're like, no, we don't want them. Who's out? They're like, who's getting high in the woods that skipped school? And those were the kids that actually got to be extras. So see that? It doesn't pay to be a good student. If you want to get in a movie, skip school and you'll get picked by the directors. It's basically what the theme of this movie was. And then
Mickey's in the woods got you yours.
What?
Drinking Mickey's in the woods got you your break.
I mean, it kind of did. Look at us now. We're doing pretty all right, and that's kind of what we did. Again, not that I encourage such behavior. Just saying. And then the only other
speaking of that, if I can add real quick, I did like the fact that they didn't overly emphasize any type of sexual nature in this movie. They kind of kept it where they're still kids doing dumb stuff, but they didn't highly, like there wasn't nudity. There was comments being made, but it wasn't to an extreme.
Well, and they insinuated that Corey and Carl got it on, but they didn't actually show it. They had it in a romantic scene, and then the next morning you just see them.
His pants were loose.
Yeah.
We did have that belly shirt right in the opening, though.
Oh, Dylan had a belly shirt the whole movie.
Crop top.
Yeah. Even when he wrecked the Jeep.
And then
at
the very end, when they were having the riot, but then like Carl kind of comes to his senses and he's like, no, I've had enough. And he calls it. That actually wasn't in the original movie. But I guess the director thought that he needed to be a little bit more not the bad guy, more of a good guy, bad guy thing. And they thought he needed to be more sensitive to what was happening. So they went back months later and reshot that scene. So
what was the original?
In the original, just that whole scene's not there.
So he has an actual 4-degree redemption arc.
Sure, let's go with that.
I destroyed everything that I've ever loved, including the rec center, but I'm done now. I'm gonna go up the hill to the sweet signs of
He's not the one
child.
that destroyed the rec center. Like, let's be honest. He actually was in the police car. He almost burned to death too. Think about it.
And if he hadn't started the whole thing, he wouldn't have been in the police car.
Well, here's the thing. I will say this. Had they not shut the rec center down that day Carl's parents came in, or the dad brought those guests in, we wouldn't have had any of this.
That's true.
And that was the other thing that got me too. It's like, why is the cop harping on the rec center so bad? It's the only thing that's keeping these kids off the street.
Right. If they would have just been in the rec center, they wouldn't even have done anything to see outside.
These kids were so dumb that the guy was going to hit the 8-ball with the cue stick instead of going for the cue ball. Although later on, my non-jackass brain went, dude, it's a rec center. They probably don't have the cue ball. That's probably like rec center rules.
All right, are we ready to grade the movie?
Go for it.
All right, well, no, I'll save mine till the rest of you do it. Go ahead. Someone else.
Okay. I give it a sad face.
Are you afraid? Like, why are you not saying anything? Are you afraid?
I gave it a sad face.
Moving on. You're not allowed to speak.
I can't explain.
There are no sad faces.
I can't explain my justification?
No, you're wrong. You just made me sad. Go ahead.
Then I guess I proved my point.
You have 10 seconds. You have 10 seconds. Fine. Moving on. Shush. Describe that scares and cares. What did you give it? He's laughing too hard. He can't even talk. He gives it a laughy face.
There was a part in the beginning where they were talking about going to a Kiss concert, and I'm like, oh, sweet. This is going to be Detroit Rock City. and I'm like, oh, this is going to be like Dazed and Confused. Or it's going to be Breakin', or it's going to be Outsiders, or it's going to be Rumblefish. And as I posted on the chat, when I went to go on to Tubi Live was showing In the Mouth of Madness, and I wish I had watched any one of those movies, including Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo. Sad face for me.
I hate both of you. I dislike both of you. You're not allowed to grade a movie anymore.
And this was the last time Eminem appeared. Marcus and Michael were banned.
For speaking the truth.
Thank you.
It is not the truth. It's your truth, and your truth is wrong.
Well, I was the one to watch the movie, so.
Timmy, don't make me hurt you. What'd you get?
Timmy's turning the lights out.
No. Truthfully, honestly, for me, I'll give it the thumbs up because I did not like the movie. This is the first time I had ever seen it, and I enjoyed some of it. There was definitely some good, it had some good moments for me. So I liked it enough that I'll give it the thumbs up. Definitely
I gave it a heart.
I don't think I would give it a heart. Like I said, I don't think this is a repeat watch for me, but I am glad that I did see it once and
Well,
was glad to see it. But would I put it on again? Probably not.
Well, you're
Tim,
wrong.
you can say hell no.
Hell yeah. I don't like any of you people. And I've lost my notes.
We love you just as much as we love that movie.
Oh.
Bang, bang.
Gonna need some aloe vera.
Suzy, you lost your notes. Would you like me to guide you through the plugs?
No, I am so
He's like, I ain't plugging these people.
I can't even continue now. I am done with.
You gotta have fun.
Oh my God. 2 moments of silence.
I'm breaking
Moving on
records.
now. Yes, great and powerful. Please take over. I am too distraught.
Yeah, the ending on this podcast was better than the movie.
I hope you both choke.
Wow.
I'm shooting from the hip.
You know what I will add though? Which one? Whatever one of you said that the ending could have turned into like a Children of the Corn or like a horror movie, that would have been great. Like that, if it was just gotten extreme or went something like that, you would have probably really, really had me on that one. They could
Or
have
if
definitely.
any of that last third had happened earlier. But
Yeah.
to me, it really felt like the last third of the movie wasn't earned because up to that point, all they had done was sit around and get high, except
Yes.
for everything Richie did, which was assault and battery. Threw the damn kid in the lake. That was some bullshit, man.
The last half of the movie should have been all them hung over and sleeping.
Horror Round
Right.
2026 is coming February 27th through March 1st.
We also want to remind people that if they have movies, they can get those in before December 1st for our Film Room initiative. We have a lot of great guests. Suzy, which one are you looking forward to seeing?
The guy. Oh, well, I was going to say the guy that was from Toy Soldiers. What's his name? He was the Wishmaster. I don't know names. I just know
Andrew
what the.
Divoff.
Yes.
Yes.
But how. So he is one of the
drank
two
a lot of
that I'm
milk.
looking forward to. Him and the Greatest American Hero, who has to be better to hang out with than you people.
Believe it or not.
I see what you did.
Anybody
He's
else have
great.
any favorites you're looking forward to at Horror Room?
I look forward to seeing Suzy leave when she's mad at me all the time.
Yeah, but make sure she doesn't have that hammer in her hand, man.
Yeah.
I'm so distraught. I can't even think of the names. So that is how much you guys have hurt me tonight.
All right. We want to remind everybody to subscribe to all of our shows. We have a lot of exciting stuff coming up, such as next week, Thursday, we're going to have another Dead on the Bases. It's going to be The Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors versus
Great movie.
Johnny Be Good, which
Another
I've
great
never
movie.
seen, so I'm looking forward to that one.
Solid movies on there.
So,
Tune in.
It
Michael-
really is like it's both of their movies are solid movies that night.
Oh yeah, I would have preferred we did those today.
Michael, Michael, go ahead.
Oh my God, I thought it, but I didn't say it.
Michael, anything going on
God,
Dragon's Roost wise? I know you've been going to a bunch of conventions, etc.
We just put out a new collection of short stories called Here There Be Horror. We have another collection that'll be coming out in October. We will be at Fantasticon not this weekend, but the following weekend, which is a Michigan show. And then we've got a couple things throughout October that we will be appearing at.
All right. And then...
Jimmy, I'll let you take this one.
Yeah, Dark Side Collectibles. We're actually going to be doing one of our first in-house events, which is going to be preparing February 7th with Sean Weiss, known for his role as Goldberg in the Mighty Ducks and Heavyweights. He's also starring in his breakout horror role for the movie Deformality, which we will be showing here at Dark Side Collectibles. Grab your tickets. We're going to have a wonderful evening. It's going to be a good time. Q&As, photo ops, autograph sessions.
Dinner, if you do the VIP package. Yep.
Yes, yeah, it's going to be a great time. It's limited. It's only 60 spots, so you want to make sure that you reserve your spot and get in on this. But yeah, it's going to be a great time. It's the first of many to come, so we are super excited.
That's all at Dark Side Collectibles, and people can go to your website at
darksidecollectibles.net.
All right.
And then click Events tab if you need more information on the event, or feel free to stop in or reach out to us at the store at any time.
Fantastic.
It sounds amazing, you guys. Check it out.
Suzy, you have something to talk about.
I do. Coming Monday, it is Monday Mayhem with MacIntyre and Miller. It'll be myself, and if you have ever checked Dead on Bases, you will see the bright shining part of it. The Great and Powerful's co-host is my co-host for this, the Jazzy Jeff Miller. We sit there and we talk mayhem, mischief, madness, movies, anything that starts with an M, basically, including movie stars. It's literally just a train wreck. It will help you get the Monday blues off with, I don't know, you just, instead of dealing with Mondays, you deal with us, the two most animated Otherworldly culture personalities. And like I said, mayhem, madness, mischief, murder, maybe, I don't know. But
look out, Jeff!
It might be if it keeps going the way it has.
It is going to be an awesome show. We are literally just going to babble, and the whole thing is we are going to try to distract each other and compete to see who swirls the most. And then if we can get through the first 30 minutes of it, we will hopefully have some celebrities joining us throughout the seasons and give some Q&As and get you guys finding out where their conventions are going to be, how you can see them, what they're up to. It's just going to be great, 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 great. Just like this movie and unlike my panelists for this evening.
I see how she lied, camera? Fellas, viewers, you see how she lying now? Look at them tails. Gotta know to spot the signs.
You'd like a little tail, wouldn't you? Anyway, is that
it's
it?
a family show.
You can close it up, Suzy. You can close it up.
All right, so please remember to rate us, like us, follow us. We got YouTube, we got Facebook, we got Insta. I don't know, we got all the thingies, but follow us, share us, help newbies find us so Otherworldly Cultures can keep doing its thing and I can keep giving the great and the powerful headaches. Reach out to us via our emails, which are whatever our names are at otherworldlycultures.com. You can DM us, whatevs. I don't know. Just join us and hang out with us. And until next time, don't let these haters dim your sparkle. Tighten your tiara, reach for the remote, and keep streaming. So good night, everyone.